Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney. In the last episode, I want to say we got permission to investigate the crime scene, found the phone, turned out, hey, it's the defendant's phone, and the last person he called was her. Hold on, let me clear my throat. And the last person she called was her sister. That didn't actually help with clearing my throat, jeez. So now, it's time to actually get into the trial proper. Or I guess, trial former. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Well, don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they were suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it is almost time for the trial. Yeah, that shut you up real quick. You don't want us to believe the defendant because you're a prosecutor by nature. Mia's a defense attorney. She's like, no, always believe your client's innocent until the very end. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. Yeah, but what can you do? It's not like you could contact the dead. Mia could contact the dead, and she was just flighty enough to have a weird point of view to realize things. February 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. What's up, Edgeworth? Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in the courtroom since this trial. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Huh? I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional to witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star to the stand. The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. How will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Her name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't forget it. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth, I am so sorry. Even in the post-game episode, you still can't get people to say their name and occupation first time round. Like, my condolences. Very well, witness, please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Like, Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
Huh? What exactly does that mean?
And until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Well, what? Miss Star was a detective?
Aha! I know who you are. Cough up.
The cough-up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for the visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the block A, and the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with the knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Thank you for the floor plans. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hopes they have remaining?
If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star.
Wait, are they talking about me? Look, I'm just gonna say it, Miss Star. I don't believe you on principle that this is a freaking Ace Attorney game. And when does anyone ever tell the truth first time round? Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
The witness account. You always knew this date. Okay, first off, what evidence do we have on our display? We have a knife. Excuse me, I want to point out, if the knife was, like, plunged into their chest, like, shouldn't that knife wound be, like, all the way down the blade if it was shoved in all the way up to the handle? Like, just being there seemed very odd. It looks like someone instead stabbed them, well, like, sliced. That doesn't help. Loss to 1 knife wound, died within half an hour. Died within an hour and a half before. If you were there, you could have called the freaking ambulance. Like, he clearly could have gotten, like, helped. Well, let's just press on everything. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet the methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uniformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence of their witnesses, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Stark, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by the prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, the prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well, you may continue, Miss Star.
You're on your way to deliver a lunchbox. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying.
Oh, did he? Okay, Judge, we see you.
The security guard room is in the lot of Block A. It's on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign.
Incidentally, did you bring your lunchbox by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So,
she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
You said something, I don't think that really needs to work. So, through the wire fence near the garage car. By garage car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Incidentally, the knife with the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth, wasn't it?
Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you are sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. It could cry plagiarism. I'm like maybe relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Oh, isn't it? Why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of the criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Crime photo, the moment of the crime as photographed by Angel Starr. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye.
So, what was the defendant doing at that time?
The chief prosecutors were holding a knife in her right hand. She thrust the pointy bit into the chest.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it,
Oh, whoops. I should reread this because I thought it was just what it said when we started up. So, let's just...
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sound pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Okay, to the end, you saw the prosecutor garage car, hold a knife in the right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Is your knife your knife after all?
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So, the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
Tell the court why you didn't try to stop the crime. You did see her raise a knife to strike, no? The defense has a point.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment. The chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
Okay, yeah, this is all the same. Shebang. You sensed it was too late. Garage car, hold knife in right hand. But if you were there at the exact moment of the crime, why didn't you call the cops? Okay, never mind.
Ow. Okay, so... can we present the knife here? Wait, for 518. This contradicts this, but we can't, like, press that. So, 512. Oh, an hour and a half. Wait, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m.? So, that clearly is allowed with this, because 512 to... Yeah, I guess. Because that cutoff point would be 5:30, so... This was found not at the crime scene, like... Where's the floor map? Yeah, this was found over next to the security room, which means if anything, she saw, like, the body being stuffed into the car, but nothing else. Hold on. Garage car. Did we press this? I feel like we did. You sensed something, so you're saying you had a premonition of the murder. It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tinged with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then I must be hard yellow and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, with that odor of an old cheese to match. In any case, there's a lot I felt something stirred in the back of my mind. Okay, I didn't provide any new evidence. You always knew a day like this would come. We pressed on this, that, this as well. Victim memo found in car trunk. 67S. Okay, whatever. Holding a knife hand and she thrusts. What am I missing here? I'll be back after thinking about this for a moment where I can think of what to, like, present. That, or, you know what? I'll probably just save and then press on everything, so I'll be back once we actually make progress. And I found it. I want you to know, it took me probably longer to realize this than I did, because I pretty much looked at everything, then I was just looking at this picture and I was like, okay, so her right hand in a bloodied coat, left hand on a car. I'll just present the picture because I guess I don't have much to go on, but I'll present the picture. And it worked. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Guy stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Guy not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection! That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph was taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the Crimson Chief Prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph.
Ah, yes, it is hard to tell, but that could be blood.
Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem? No problem except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Oh well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, your order is seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Oh, look at the chief prosecutor's hand in the photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubbery, most likely. Oh, why she had those on. If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Ugh.
But that means she knew you had the knife in your, trunk and you were going to be there at this time exactly.
These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder, a serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
Yes. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. I want to press on this. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Arg. Impressive. I'm sorry that took you off the force. They took you off the force, Miss Starr.
This is bad. She got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Okay, this is all the same. But I know what to press on now. Haha! You think this was planned? Okay, I walked too far on that. I thought we had more things to go over. Yep, there we go. That proves it, but literally this. Nope. Okay, I thought it was like the timer. Yeah, the plan. Geez, stop. I don't want to progress past. That was an accident. Okay, yep, so this is it. So you were there at 5:12. That doesn't have any premise. This? No. So once more, I'll be back when I figure out what to present to this. So until then, bye for now. I got it on my very next evidence pull. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk? Indeed, it was my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon is a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh? The knife just happened to be in the trunk of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ugh! Ugh! Okay, lady, stop with your excessive groaning.
Order!
Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Alright. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah! The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Sky, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecution needs to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Miss Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode where we do the next set of testimony. So, until then, bye for now.